Which is better, the Samsung Galaxy A20s or the LG Stylo 5? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here from Smartphone Review Pro, coming at you with my comparison between the Samsung Galaxy A20s and LG Stylo 5. Now, if you're new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, as there's a lot of great videos like this one coming out in the future. I think this video is going to be especially interesting because these two phones feature the same processor, which is the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450, and they also have the same amount of RAM at 3 gigabytes. But beyond that, they both have a bunch of differences too, so I hope you're as excited as I am to get into this comparison. Now, I bought both of these devices on Amazon, and definitely make sure to check out the links in the video description to see the most up-to-date pricing for them. But I did pay $179 for the Galaxy A20s, and for the LG Stylo 5, it was originally available for $299, but you can actually now get it for just $159. Now, both phones are available factory unlocked. However, with the Galaxy A20s, you are limited to just GSM carriers, and with the LG Stylo 5, you can actually use this with all 4 major US carriers. So you can use both phones with AT&T and T-Mobile, and any carriers under those. But with the LG Stylo 5, you can use it with Sprint and Verizon. So that's definitely really nice, having the maximum amount of carrier support with the LG Stylo 5. Now, these two phones have different designs here. You can see with the Galaxy A20s, we have a teardrop notch here at the top and also a better screen-to-body ratio, whereas with the LG Stylo 5, it's more of an old-school traditional design with no notches and bigger bezels. Now, with the Galaxy A20s, we're getting a 6.5-inch display that is IPS LCD. It's 720p, it has a 264 ppi, and has a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. And the LG Stylo 5's display is smaller at 6.2 inches. It is 1080p though, so a higher resolution. It's also LCD. It features a PPI of 394, so significantly higher than the Galaxy A20s, but does feature an 18 by 9 aspect ratio. So with the design of the Galaxy A20s, it's a little bit thinner, but taller, whereas the LG Stylo 5 is shorter and wider. Now up top here, both phones do feature front-facing cameras, but with the Galaxy A20s, we have a 8 megapixel front-facing camera, and the LG Stylo 5 has a 5 megapixel front-facing camera. Both phones do feature 32 gigabytes of internal storage, and they both feature microSD card expansion, so very awesome. Neither of these two phones feature wireless charging, which is a bit unfortunate, but they both do have fingerprint sensors on the back, and both feature face unlock. But we'll do a demonstration right now of how the fingerprint sensor works. So very quick there with the Galaxy A20s, and we'll try it with the LG Stylo 5. And that was very quick as well, if not quicker than the Galaxy A20s. Now also on the back side of these two phones are the camera modules, and there are some pretty big differences here. So with the Galaxy A20s, we have a triple camera design with a 13 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera. And with the LG Stylo 5, we just have a single camera on the back that's 13 megapixels. So there is no portrait mode with the LG Stylo 5, unlike the Galaxy A20s. However, with the front cameras in both phones, you do get portrait mode. But I want to give you a demonstration right now of the benefits of using a wide-angle camera. So this is how things look with the standard camera on both phones. Now I'm going to switch over to the wide angle on the Galaxy A20s. And you can see how much more content here fits into the frame. So you don't get that ability at all with the LG Stylo 5, which is certainly a bit disappointing. Now with the Galaxy A20s, it's available in a variety of different colors. You can get it in red, blue, and black. This is the red color, of course, and it has this really nice wavy design on the back. It is a smooth, reflective design, and it is certainly a fingerprint magnet, but I think it looks really cool. And Amazon's version of the LG Stylo 5 comes in 2 different colors, this white color and also a charcoal color. This phone is also a bit of a fingerprint magnet, as it is reflective on the back as well. So as I mentioned earlier in the video, both phones feature 3 gigabytes of RAM, and they also both feature the Qualcomm Snapdragon 450. Now I did run an Antutu benchmark test with both phones here, so I'll show you that. And you can see that with the Galaxy A20s, We got an overall score of 87016, and with the LG Stylo 5, we had a score of 82711. And then a little bit of a higher CPU score with the LG Stylo 5 compared to the Galaxy A20s. But these scores really are very close to each other, and based on that, there really is no major benchmark difference between these two phones. I understand that the Galaxy A20s is a little bit better, but really with how close these are, there really is no significant difference. Now later on in the video, I will do a speed test comparison between the two phones for a bit more of a real-life comparison there. Now video recording with both devices maxes out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. The Galaxy A20s features a 4,000 mAh internal battery, and the LG Stylo 5 features a 3,500 mAh internal battery. So a little bit smaller of a battery with the LG Stylo 5. Now both phones do run Android 9 Pie, but you can see here that they both feature their various skins. So with the Galaxy A20s, we have Samsung skin here, which is a pretty thick skin. And with the LG Stylo 5, we have LG skin, which has definitely gotten better over the last couple of years, but it is still LG skin. So there is no stock Android with either of these two phones. Now that we've talked about the specifications of these two devices, let's talk a bit more about the hardware. So we already talked quite a bit about the displays and the front panels on these two phones. Definitely some different designs here. And for me personally, I do prefer the design of the Galaxy A20s, but I know that there are some people out there that do not like notches, and for those people, they probably do prefer the design of the LG Stylo 5. Now besides having glass, of course, on the display, the Galaxy A20 is an all-plastic build, whereas with the LG Stylo 5, we actually do have this nice metal band running around the sides of the phone. Definitely a premium touch that I am a big fan of. Now on the left side of these two devices, they both have the slot for the SIM card and SD card, and they also both have the volume button. Then on the right side of the two phones, they both have the power button. Then on the top, they both have the noise-canceling microphone. And then on the bottom, they both have the speaker, microphone, 3.5mm headphone jack, and USB-C port. And with the LG Stylo 5, we do have a stylus. So that's the reason why it is called the Stylo 5, because of the stylus. And there's a variety of different ways that you can use the stylus to your benefit, but you can see here that one of them is definitely being able to write and take notes. So a pretty cool feature there with the stylus. I go into that in a lot more detail in my LG Stylo 5 review. So definitely make sure to check that out on the Kevin Breeze channel. Then on the back side of the two phones, we have the camera module, flash, logos for the two brands, and the fingerprint sensor. So pretty similar here. Now the actual size of the two phones are pretty close, so they're going to take up roughly the same amount of space in your pocket. The next test that we're going to do here is to see which device is louder. So I do have a decibel meter here, and I'm going to run the first 7 seconds of both videos to see which device is able to pick up the highest rating here with the meter. We're going to start with the Galaxy A20s. By the way, volume is at full on both phones. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, and several days ago I had a really exciting opportunity. So I got a score of 108.3 with the Galaxy A20s. Gonna reset that now. And the LG Stylo 5. Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, and several days ago I had a really exciting opportunity. And I got 99.9 with the LG Stylo 5. So definitely a louder speaker with the Galaxy A20s. In addition to that, I also noticed that the A20s just seem to have clearer sounding speakers as well. Now the good thing though is that both phones do have at least decent audio quality. Now even though the Galaxy A20s is the louder phone of the two, the LG Stylo 5 still sounds good. So I think you'll be very happy with the speaker quality from both phones, but there is no doubt that the Galaxy A20s is the louder of the two. Let's now do a speed test comparison between these two devices. We're going to start by pulling up the cameras. So 1, 2, 3, go. And it looks like the LG Stylo 5 is a little bit quicker at pulling up the camera, but it was pretty close. Let's now go to Google Chrome on both phones. 1, 2, 3, go. And the LG Stylo 5 is also quicker at pulling up Google Chrome. Let's go to yahoo.com. 1, 2, 3, go. Looks like the LG Stylo 5 is also quicker at pulling up Yahoo. Another thing I want to mention too is that the Galaxy A20s does not have 5 GHz Wi-Fi support, at least from what I've been able to see so far. And you do get 5 GHz Wi-Fi with the LG Stylo 5. So that's not necessarily a deal breaker with the Galaxy A20s, but that could be a reason why the LG Stylo 5 seems to be pulling up websites quicker. Let's go to Engadget. 1, 2, 3, go. And same thing with the LG Stylo 5. In this test here, Engadget was able to be pulled up quicker. Pretty smooth scrolling with both phones. You can also see a side-by-side here with the two displays to see which one has a better picture. Looks like the LG Stylo 5 is certainly the brighter of the two. And I do have the display turned up on maximum brightness with both phones. We'll go to this article. 1, 2, 3, go. And again, the LG Stylo 5 is quicker. Pinch to zoom is smooth on both devices, so very awesome. So this was definitely a very interesting comparison. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I was looking forward to comparing these two devices, especially because they have the same processor and amount of RAM. And then we also saw there that the Antutu benchmark scores for the two devices are pretty close. So if you're looking for a better screen-to-body ratio and more camera features, then the Galaxy A20s is the way to go. But if you are looking for a better quality display and a stylus, then I would go with the LG Stylo 5. Those are pretty much the factors that make one phone better than the other. So I think they both have their own pros and cons. For me personally, I would go with the Galaxy A20s, but I can also see how there are plenty of reasons to go with the LG Stylo 5. But definitely let me know what you think of these two devices in the comment section below. Again, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video.